I woke up lying in my hospital bed but unable to breathe. Every joint in my body was in excruciating pain. I was panicky. I felt that if only my clothes were off maybe my skin could breathe for me. I knew I was in trouble. I couldn't find the button to call a nurse. I thought I am just a bother and they hid the buzzer for the nurse. They want me to die. My panic rose and my thoughts were irrational. I had to talk myself down from this and apply some logic. I told myself, I am in a hospital. They have put the call button somewhere and probably close. Stay calm and look. I found it at my upper right, wound around the bed rail. I remember such pain as I finally found the button and pushed it. The nurse answered and asked what I needed. I told her I felt panic and could not breathe. She came to my room and talked to me soothingly, while she took my blood pressure. It was 0:30 and thus my long journey through near-death began. In the days that followed, my heart stopped beating 4 times and my family was told I most likely would not make it. This time for me is blurry and I had 2 near-death experiences, but do not know at which times they happened. The first time, I went through a light, it is the only way I can describe this, and I was totally saturated in unconditional love. It was the most wonderful experience I have ever had. Unconditional love saturated me and it was so filling. I then went through a life review. It was all about my relationships with others in this review. During this, I felt what they felt in my relationship with them. I felt their love or their pain or their hurt, by things I had done or said to them. Their hurt or pain made me cringe and I found myself thinking, ooh, I could have done better there. But most of what I felt was love, so it was not too bad. No one was judging me during this process. I felt no disapproval from anyone else, only my own reactions to it all. That feeling of unconditional love saturating me continued to be there. I was judging myself, but no one else was judging me in this review. I was then asked if I wanted to come home, meaning there, or wanted to come back here. I told them that my 2 sons needed me and I had to go back. I was suddenly in my body again feeling my achy joints flaring in pain. I really don't remember what was going on around me at that point, just that I hurt. I still felt that love though and could rest. The second experience, I found myself in a city and was told that this was the city of God. I was at a water fountain with a man in a long white linen robe tied around the waist with a cord. He told me I could ask any question I wanted and said he would take me on a tour. Because I had been raised at a time where Catholics said to even go into another Christian church was a mortal sin, and Lutherans said that those Catholics were going to go hell because they had statuary in their churches and prayed to saints, I had a very pressing question. The first question I asked was, what is the right religion? I was told, they all are. Each religion is a pathway trying to reach the same place. I was shown a mountain, with each religious group trying to reach the top, separated from each other by distance, but each one was trying to get to the same place. I was then told that people choose to be born into whichever religion or group that will help them achieve the lessons they are sent here to learn. I was told that the earth is like a big school, a place where you can apply spiritual lessons learned and test yourself, under pressure, to see if you can actually live what you already know you should do. Basically, the earth is a place to walk the walk and literally live the way it should be done. It was made clear to me that some people come to the earth to work on only one aspect of themselves, while others come to work on several aspects. Then there are others who come to not only work on their own nature, but also to help the world as a whole. The other side does not have the physical pressures that having a body has. Here on earth, you must feed and clothe that body and provide shelter for it from the elements. You are under continual pressure of some sort to make decisions that have a spiritual base. You are taught on the other side what you are supposed to do, but can you live it under these pressures on earth? From what I saw and heard there, on the other side, it is all about relationships and taking care of each other. Perfection is not expected of people but learning is expected and considered good progress. All of our experiences in a lifetime tend to follow some sort of pattern and often will recreate the same lessons only in a different way and under various circumstances. This is how you know what you are here to learn and test. If you examine the patterns, certain themes will become clear. I was shown a library filled with gold-covered books. These are the lives of people on earth where their life plan is laid out, and what they hope to achieve through certain key experiences. From what I was shown, people have free choice as to how to get to these preset key experiences. They can take a meandering path of experiences or a more direct route, but there are certain events that are preset and will happen no matter what. Each of those key events are benchmarks and one's reactions to them will show how much you have learned and what more needs to be done, or learned. The economic turmoil we are now going through is one of those world events that was preset. People have a choice as to how to react to these events. From what I was shown, the spiritual way is to help each other and help those in need. This is the ultimate act of love. But there is also the choice of becoming more protective and self-centered, less sharing and keeping one's own possessions as primary in one's reactions to what is there. This is a materialistic way of viewing it all, as if the material world is more than the connection between all of mankind. So what choices will the majority make? It is still to be seen. I was shown in 1981 that this time would come and that banks were paper empires, built on paper and nothing more. But, too, so are many other businesses, paper empires, built to collapse under pressure. How do people react to all of this? This is the key event and will test many. Will they reach out and take care of each other, or will they become more and more self-centered and protective of the material? There are always choices in this, just to determine which choices individuals will make. I was shown other parts of the city as well, where souls were working with people on Earth, scientists, the arts, and more. There is always a push there to inspire those on Earth to create beneficial things for mankind in every area. There was so much more too. But, more than anything, this place was filled with love, love of mankind, love of everyone on Earth, and of the Earth itself. Communications were transparent there, thoughts shared as in a conversation here. The people I saw were all working, happily so, and in great joy. Though I was also shown a much darker place where people did not seem to know that they had moved out of their bodies and continually fought each other for material things. Material possessions were their focus and all the actions were self-based there. Above them were also a legion of beings waiting. Whenever someone looked up and asked God for help, they were whisked away to another place, a place more peaceful and tuned to God and God's love. But many seemed lost in this place, never looking up and never asking for help. This city had many different places, all geared to a different need. There was a place of rest where souls could recover from traumatic lives on Earth. There were working places where souls could help mankind and others grow and be more. There were libraries, theaters, and schools. And there was also the temple of God. I was taken into this large hall, and before me were beings of pure light. One was sitting directly in front of me on a chair or throne. These beings did not have human shape but were more like pure energy of light. I found myself prostrating before them in awe. The love that emanated from them, particularly the one in the center, was overwhelming. I definitely did not feel their equal, but did feel this great honor to be there. I was embraced by this entity in the center and told, "You have done well, my child, and I am pleased." The love that came flowing through me and the approval made me weep. Was this God? Was this the ultimate? I really don't know. I just know that I was and am so much less than this being and those who were nearby. Yet, the love was so wondrous to have too. I found myself, upon returning, wanting to just be worthy of that love. What were the end results of these experiences? What did I take away from it? I live my life in the moment, enthralled and appreciative of all the experiences. I love living this life. I try to always walk the walk, not just saying the right thing, but living it as much as possible. I do not fear death. Though I am not anxious to leave this life, I still have much to do. But death is not something I fear. I know I will someday go home, and it is there, not here. What is most important? I would say it is human relationships, loving and caring for each other. Religion has its place and is there as a pathway to more, but it is not the ultimate in any way. Religions are not God, they are just pathways. Emphasis should be on that golden rule: love your neighbor as yourself. Take care of each other whenever you can.